Hello everyone, welcome to iitiansgateclasses. Today we are with Mr. Basit. So Basit is alumni of IGC and he is MS research student at IIT Kanpur. So he'll be taking us through MS course at IIT Kanpur. And I'm proud of him. He's from Kashmir, and Kashmir is heaven of world, right? So Bashit, you are from which district in Kashmir?
Sir, I belong to Srinagar.
Oh, nice. So hopefully one day you host us, and
Yes,
let's
yes,
start
sir.
our session today.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. So, should I start, sir?
Yes, please.
Okay, sir. So, I welcome you all in this session. Let me introduce you by this opening quote. It goes like, believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. First, let me give me my brief introduction. As sir introduced me, but still, let me share my myself in my own words. So my name is Basit, or Zishan, actually a two name. So I'm currently MS student at IIT Kanpur, and my specialization is aerodynamics. I appeared in GATE in 2022, and my rank, as you can see, it is 247 in general category. My GATE score is, as you can see on the screen, is 508. And right now I'm working on rarefied gas dynamics, where we deal with thermal protection systems. And my lab is non-equilibrium closed simulation lab, and it's run by Professor Matwal sir. So as you can see, like my GATE score, and from here you can clearly see how things can turn for you as things turned for me. At last year, at this stage, I was at your stage. I was thinking same like whether I can get any college at this with this GATE score, but I'm grateful that I worked hard after my GATE and scored my seat in one of the prestigious institutes of India, IIT Kanpur. So let me walk you through the process of this admission here in IIT Kanpur for MS research degree. So mainly, if you see the process, it is divided into three important parts. As you guys know, like when applying to master's degree, you need to prepare SOP. SOP is obviously a statement of purpose. So you should write impactful statement of purpose, by the way. And when filling the admission form, after that, you will be selected on the basis of GATE score. You will be shortlisted for written examination. So for me, written examination, it was online. For you guys, it could be online or it could be offline. And there was written examination. And after that, uh, students were selected on the basis of written examination in the interview. After written, there was interview session. So which is candidates are shortlisted on the basis of written exam. So let me tell you about these three important things that are really vital for your admission in MS degree at IIT Kanpur. First of all, let me talk about SOP, which plays vital role, by the way. You need to write an impactful SOP, by the way. So SOP consists of mostly three important parts. In part one, you need to introduce yourself and you need to talk about your background. For example, as you can see on the screen, you need to obviously tell your name, okay, which place do you belong to, and from where you are BTech, etc. That will be your educational background also. And if during BTech program you have done any like any achievements are there, for example, topping the class, or if there's any division or rank, you can put that into the introductory part. And if you have any experiences. So second part will be goals and objectives. Everyone has a goal in life. So in the same way, you can actually put in the SOP itself that what are your goals? What are your career aspirations? What you want to become? Or you can say about your academic interests also. For example, there can be any specific academic interest, like you want to work on particular problem, or you want to work on particular research area. Right now, as you can see, like in India, like drone research is very high right now. So you can, some guys may have interest in that. Some guys may have interest in re-entry flows. Some guys have interest in subsonic regime. So it depends on your particular interest. So you can, in this part, in second part of your SOP, you can actually write about those interests. And in the same part, you have to write about your short-term and long-term career objectives. Like if you want to work on, in this particular field, in this particular research area, okay, so then what you want to become in life so that this thing is needed for you. Obviously, everybody has long-term goal. Okay, I need to do in long-term. I want to work here. I want to work with this organization. Or I want to work in this institute. So for that, you need to give them this this thing, like this objective, that I have this objective in my life, that if I work in this particular research area, it will help me in my objective, in my long-term goal. So last part, it will be in the SOP will be about your motivation. Okay, so what motivates you to choose this institute? Why IIT Kanpur? Or if you're applying any other institute, so why that institute particularly? And also, why this program? You can use your GATE score to get admission in other programs also. So why this particular program? Why are you interested? We have to talk about that also. And you need to highlight your qualities. Okay, what makes you special in this particular area? So what is unique in you? So try to express yourself, that will help you a lot. So these three parts are really important for any SOP. And at the same time, let me tell you, when I wrote my SOP, so it was actually 250 words, I guess. Yeah, not that long and not that short. In those 250 words, you have to particularly say everything, like these three parts. You have to include all these three parts in those 250 words. And in some institutes like IIT Madras, maybe they have like less word count actually. So there will be that thing also. You need to check yourself. So now we will talk about written examination. Obviously, after SOP, as I told you, you will be shortlisted on the basis of GATE score and the written examination. And written examination, that I will tell you, like I wrote my examination in IIT Kanpur, and it was online, by the way. So there are three important things in the written examination that I looked for when I actually appeared. So there were three important things in written examination. One was aptitude, and second part was mathematics, and third part was score. So aptitude, if you see, it will be really, really easy. You don't need to pay much heed to aptitude because you can easily do it. I did it. I didn't practice much aptitude, I know that, and I could easily do it. Questions were like really, really easy. Mostly there will be some graphs, and you have to read the graph, and then there will be questions, and you have to write the answers. And there will be questions from logical reasoning and deductions. I will also, by the way, show you some sample paper in which there are some aptitude questions. And then the important part is mathematics. Yeah, here I will say, like, you need to, as you have prepared already, like in GATE examination during a BTech also, like you have done a lot of mathematics, I know that. Here also I will say, like, it was easy to moderate, it was not difficult, like every question was doable. And you need to focus more on these particular topics that I mentioned here. One would be linear algebra, and one will be Laplace transform. Yeah, Laplace transform plays vital part. I have not mentioned in the PPT, but it's important actually. Laplace transform is important, and it's useful also if you go into control theory also. You can use a Laplace transform over there also. And multivariable calculus, you know, obviously. And differential equations, as you know, it's also vital. So the vital parts in GATE examination, those same vital parts are here in this written examination. And then there were questions from core itself. And more particularly, they won't ask you some difficult question from core. It won't be that difficult as GATE examination, by the way. It will be easier than that. And in core, they will ask questions from fluid mechanics and from solid mechanics and from flight mechanics also, propulsion, as you know. But the questions will be simple. If you know your fundamentals, then questions will be everything will be doable. You can perform really well in written examination. So now let me actually show you guys some sample questions. Yeah. So these questions are from IIT Bombay, by the way. Similar questions were there in IIT Kanpur also. So this is the aptitude question that was there. And similar question was in my written examination also. As you can see, like there is this one graphic picture and you need to read it properly. And from these two pictures, obviously. And then after that, there will be questions. If possible, I will share this document with Dinesh sir also, so that it can reach to you guys if anybody needs it. It could be really helpful. You can practice these questions also. So, like, the questions are really, really simple. You just need to concentrate over there and you can do wonders in the written examination. Yeah, these are the questions, by the way. And then there were questions from mathematics also, as I told you. So here, the mathematical question, as you can see. It was from eigenvalues and from linear algebra. Same here. Yeah, as you can see, these equations also. And this, you can see this question. This is, I guess, class 10th standard problem. You can easily solve it. And then there comes the simple problem from complex numbers. These were the mathematical questions. And here also, this elementary level mathematical questions. These were not that tough. Like, questions were of this level on. And then if we go into some particular specialization, for example, if we see aerodynamics, here you can see some questions. Look, questions will be of this particular type. And there, I guess this question is ditto from GATE examination also. There was once, I don't particularly remember which year, but this type of question was asked in one GATE examination also. And this one here, it is from aircraft performance. Simple questions. These are mostly from aerodynamics part. So you can practice actually few questions. I will share this document and you can actually look into these questions also. These questions will be really helpful. And these are from potential flows, this question. And now if we go into dynamics and control specialization, these are the questions. So as I told you, like Laplace transform is important because it's vital in control theory. So there would be questions like this because there will be other guys who will be applying for like for this specialization from electrical probably. So they have a good hand at control theory. So for them, these questions are there. If you are particular in dynamics and control, you need to practice such questions because in my examination also there were such questions which we ignored during our gate examination. Particularly if you are going into dynamics, I'm not talking about every specialization. Particularly if you are going into this one particular specialization, then you need to prepare this thing really well. You need to look into it. Yeah, mostly there will be control. In my examination, there was the same case. It was the same case. And then propulsion questions. Look, similar question as that of aerodynamics. Yeah, similar type questions. And now at the end, let me, yeah, this is structures specialization. Yeah, same. This was gate related to gate questions also. And Dinesh sir has talked about this question particularly in the class. Yeah, here this question. So these are the particular questions you can go through these questions, and it will give you an idea how the written examination could be. And then I have one more sample paper. When appearing in the written examination, I practiced these questions, by the way, beforehand. These were really helpful. And you can see like here also Laplace transform is there. This question is from differential equation. And then this question, simple question is like we have done such type of questions in classroom also, in gate examination also. Here also you need to derive equation of motion for this mechanical system. And then there will be this simple, you need to draw the shear force and bending moment curve. Similar type of questions were there in my exam. So if you practice these questions, it will be really helpful for you guys. And let me go back to my PPT. So this was all about written examination.
I think Basit, excellent. You have preserved everything nicely for this session, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have. I did my homework and then made
Yes,
my
yes.
PPT.
So
Yes,
you
sir.
are very sure sir will catch on you. Like last year, we have given many post-grad guidance, including the Shivam,
Yeah, 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 yeah. I
yeah,
remember that.
Thomas, Shivam Thomas guidance session was very quite helpful with the low because we got the confidence that way. Even with slightly lesser gate score, we can get in desired course. So thank
Yeah,
you very
that's
much.
the thing. Like my gate score efficiency is not that great, but still I'm
I know, I know.
yeah in top college.
You
Yeah,
were very disappointed when result came, and
yeah,
our
yeah.
conversation. I always
Yes, sir.
told be positive and
Yes, sir.
keep
Yes, sir.
doing. So, very
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
please move on. So, guys,
Yeah,
those who are watching this session can like if feel this session is fruitful, can give thumbs up quickly because this I got like an excellent collection in a documented way. Usually, you won't find these the kind of questions people want to see. So, good work, Bashir. Keep it up.
yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. So let me talk about interview process now. So yeah, first of all, like you should be really confident for your interview because you have prepared really hard from the beginning. Obviously through your BTech, and then during your gate preparation also, you have prepared really well. So you should be really confident about your interview. And you have qualified gate examination. That means you know things. So you should be confident about this particular part. And in interview, let me tell you some important parts like that you need to focus on. So during my interview process, my interview was done by 3 faculty members from this institute, IIT Kanpur. And by the way, I'm working with 2 of them right now, like who interviewed me. Like I was so impressed by those guys. Like I thought like at that point, when I was giving my interview itself, I thought like if I go to IIT Kanpur, I will choose these particular professors as my guys. So it should be like that. You should be like really, enthusiastic and really energetic during your interview process, and you should feel like really happy that time. So, like they handle you really well. It's not any, there's no pressure, and we are all are humans. We make our mistakes sometimes during interview process, and it could happen. But you need to stay positive throughout your interview. And let me tell you briefly about like how you can ace your interview. First of all, when interview starts, they will tell you to introduce yourself. So you need to introduce yourself to the panel. As my interview was done online, so for you it could be online or offline, but I think it will be the same kind. And you need to introduce yourself, and you can actually they could ask you about your college, from where you have done your BTech, etc. You can share, and they can even ask you what books have you read for GATE examination. So particularly they will ask you questions from particular subject only that you are selected in. When after your written examination, you'll be giving your preference, right? Am I applying for aerodynamics or propulsion or dynamics and control or structures? So you will be giving your preference, and on written examination they will choose you whether you are fit for aerodynamics, propulsion, because there will be same amount of questions from each part, from each subject. Like if there would be 4 questions from aerodynamics, 4 questions will be from propulsion, 4 will be from structures, and 4 will be from dynamics and control, and few questions will be from mathematics and aptitude. And if you do more questions from aerodynamics part, and you have given aerodynamics as your first preference in your application form, then you are selected. Like if you don't do that very well in dynamics and control or any other parts, they see if you are interested in this particular subject, it means that you should perform really well in that particular subject also. Plus, yeah, they will check your mathematics also if you have done well in mathematics. And on that basis, they will choose you, and they will put you in such group, whether you are selected for aerodynamics, whether you are selected for propulsion or dynamics and control or structures. And so when in the interview, they will ask you, so, okay, what have you prepared? In which subject are you comfortable? So you can choose your own subject of choice. And but for that, I will tell you, like, you should prepare that subject really well. For example, right now you would be knowing if I want to do my master's, like it should be in this particular subject, it should be in this particular specialization, it should be then you should really prepare that subject really well. It could be aerodynamics or propulsion or any other subject. And for that, you should actually start with your like very fundamental and good books. I can suggest like any books, like if you have done Anderson's book really well for aerodynamics, I think it will be enough. And yeah, fluid mechanics, you should focus. If you are saying like you want to go into aerodynamics, then you should know about fluid mechanics beforehand. They will ask much questions from fluid mechanics, then they would ask some questions from aerodynamics. So they would question you generally, not any particular like okay, in this way you are only aerodynamics, but they will just go to the fundamentals. So for that, I would suggest you to read from some standard books. And you can choose your topic of interview, by the way. when I was actually asked, I told them like, I could be asked questions from compressive flows. I am comfortable with compressive flows because that's what I'm interested in. Like if I'm doing my right now, if I'm doing research, it is mostly like based on compressive flows. So I chose my topic. They asked me which topic you are comfortable in. So I chose my topic. It was compressive flows, and they started bombarding questions on that particular topic only. And then when they were satisfied, so then there was this Rakesh sir. He asked me, okay, so you are done with the compressive flow. So what more are you interested in? Should I ask you questions from fluid mechanics or thermodynamics? So I said I'm comfortable in both subjects, but I'm inclined more towards fluid mechanics. Then questions were asked from fluid mechanics. I will show you, by the way, the questions also that I gave answer to during my intro. I will show you that particular picture that though I solved on the rough, by the way, and I showed them. I had to show them particularly on the screen that I did this thing, that thing, and I have that particular document with me. And at the same time, like I talked with some of my friends who have done who are doing their MS here. So I asked about their interview um, this process also. So they shared that they were asked questions from mathematics also. But for me, like there were no questions from mathematics. But yeah, like if you are in some particular panel, uh, you could be asked questions from mathematics. And mathematics mostly they will ask questions they will give you any equation, and then you have to actually plot a graph on that. They just you don't need to be plot a perfect graph, but they just want to know if you guys know how to do it. And they can even give you some differential equation, partial differential equation, and ask you what type of equation it is. And they could ask you, okay, show. They can give you two equations, and then show like plot the graph and show the area between these two curves. And yeah, at the same time, they could ask you about your project, BTech project. What have you done in BTech? If you have done your BTech project, you can share your experience. And if you have done any internship also, so if you tell them, okay, I have done my internship in this particular industry, you can give them the topic name. Okay, I have done my internship in this particular topic, and they could ask you questions from that part also. I was asked, by the way, I was asked just what did you do in your BTech final year project. So I shared them. And if you have done any summer training also, that will be also needful. They could ask questions from that part also. But two important things that I want to make clear here is, like, you should be confident throughout the interview process, because I know like mistakes could happen. We all are humans and we make mistakes. But you can clearly tell them, even I made a mistake, or I don't know this particular thing. I have not read about this particularly. Yeah, I don't have enough knowledge to talk about this subject or topic. But you should be confident, and you should be positive, and you should speak clearly. Whatever you are saying, just say clearly. You should not just make stories. Okay, this it should be answered like this, like that. If you know the answer, just give them the clear answer. If you just don't know the answer, try to give them answer, and at least they should know like you are trying. At least you should try at least. But it doesn't mean like you should know everything. And you should obviously beforehand you should practice positive self-talk with yourself. And then at the same time, I will suggest you to be really cheerful during the interview process, because professors are really nice. And you should focus on your strengths. And if any mistake happened, okay, I made a mistake here, and you start dwelling in that negative. So you should come out of that, please, that particular time, because it will just create more negative thoughts and you will not think clearly. So these things are important, and you should keep these things in your mind during the interview process. I'm sharing here, by the way, my interview document here. So when I said like this, professor asked me, okay, so which topic you are interested in? So I said like my interest is compressive flows. I'm interested in compressive flows. So first question he asked me, so what are compressive flows? So here I will suggest you just don't give that layman's definition, because anybody who knows English can say what a compressive flow is. You should be more professional with your definition. Talk about in terms of density. What happens to the density? Your answer should be really professional that time. So they look into that thing, or how you are answer. Because the thing is like compressive flow, it comes from English language. So anybody can say what is compressive. But you belong to aerospace, so you should give definition like such. And then when I gave my answer, and I was satisfied by the way with my answer, and after that sir asked me to draw 2D picture of cylinder, circular cylinder. So that is the thing here, as you can see. Obviously, like in the beginning, you are nervous, so obviously don't judge me by my drawings. So this is the circular cylinder, and then sir told me, okay, if there is this subsonic flow, draw the streamlines on it. So these are the streamlines that I drew. And then he asked me, okay, so why did you just did this curvy thing here? So you have to talk about that also. If you are doing any particular makeup to your drawing or equation, you have to tell them. And then he asked me, okay, keep the same flow. Now there is this supersonic flow. What will happen to the flow? So then there will be this bow shock. So that's what I drew here. So then they asked me, okay, like now there is this wedge-like structure. If there is subsonic flow, how should be the flow on the wedge? So I drew the flow first, and then the sir suddenly said, okay, assume like it is supersonic flow, what will happen? And then I made these oblique shocks. Obviously, as you know, if you are familiar with aerodynamics and supersonic, like normal shock waves, oblique shock waves, you'll be knowing these things. This is not that difficult. And then sir asked me, another sir, Rakesh sir asked me, okay, can you write the continuity equation, by the way? So I asked her, sir, there are various forms of continuity equations. So which form should I write? Should it be differential form, like integral form, or conservative? Like he was impressed, and he told me, okay, just write the differential form. And I wrote this one, and then he said, okay, just assume density is constant. How it will change? Then I wrote here, and then I made a small mistake. He told me, okay, you have written this thing way here. Is it a scalar or vector? So I said, obviously, sir, it is vector. So he asked me, so why didn't you draw this arrow or cap on it? So then, in the second, I drew a cap on it. And this was the question. And then there were one more. I would say a few more questions, and then he gave me this scenario. Okay, there is this CD nozzle, and then there is this shock here. So how do you apply momentum equation here? So he first asked me to draw CD nozzle, draw a sketch of CD nozzle. So I drew, and then he said, okay, in the divergent part there is this standing shock over there. So I drew, and he asked me what is the condition like at throat. So how much is the mark? You can write the condition here. So I wrote, and he asked me, okay, how does this AD nozzle work? And I talked about it. And then he asked me, okay, then there is this standing shock. Okay, how does this momentum equation apply here? And then this is the momentum equation. So after that, when it was done, he asked me, okay, what do you know about Bernoulli's equation? I talked about the Bernoulli equation, and then he asked me what are the assumptions of Bernoulli equation. So I talked about the assumptions, and after that he asked me, okay, can you write down the Bernoulli equation in any form that you like? So I wrote this one. So, and by the way, I told them like it is at the datum, by the way, is a balance. So that's why I erased this thing. And then he asked me questions from potential flows. He asked me, okay, what do you know by about vorticity? what do you know about shear strain, what do you know about angular velocity, all those particular things. Then this professor was satisfied with my answers, and then actually the first part was asked by those that circular cylinder. It was asked by first professor, and then these questions from fluid mechanics, particularly these were asked by another professor. And then at the end there was this one more professor. He said like, it was like, okay gentlemen, let me ask you only one single question. So he drew one sketch on his screen and asked me, okay, apply momentum equation on it. So I tried to apply momentum equation on it, and then he told me, can you actually write equation of velocity in terms of mass flow rate? So this is what I wrote. It was just, there was this straight straight bar, and then there was this flow from the nozzle ejecting on the bar, on the slab. So then you have to apply, you must have seen such type of questions in fluid mechanics itself, or there were some questions probably in practice questions or gate examination also. So it was the same type of question. So this was my whole interview process, like this was all. So at the end, like they said, okay, we will let you know how you perform. And with that, like my interview got over. And so I end this PPT, this session with this quote that I will say: strive always to excel in virtue and truth. And thank you so much for attending this session. If you have any questions, you can ask me. And by the way, if you need further assistance, by the way, if any further assistance is needed, you can contact me on my email ID. It goes like bgulzar@iitk.ac.in.
They can contact through IGC.
Oh yeah, sure, yes sir.
Because I will suggest not to entertain more non-IGC student.
Oh yeah, yes sir. Yes sir.
Considering because first, like we prefer the IGCNs. Their
True, sir.
success is our responsibility. Yeah.
Yes sir.
But anyway, we are giving brief ideas to everybody with all these sessions. So, but personal attention, personal support is only, we are limiting to IGCNs only.
True, sir. True.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. I'm really very, very happy, with your groundwork and the way, everything you have kept, with the documentation part. And always that part is helping us together, right?
Yes,
Because we
sir.
work as a family. So
Yes, sir.
now floor is open for questions, guys. I'll just read out the questions, guys. You can share your question. And one more thing I would like to know, Bashir, have you attended other interviews also? Any other interview?
Yes, sir.
You
Yes, sir.
can,
Yeah. I have actually attended IIT Bombay's interview. I was shortlisted. There was also this written examination for PhD. So I cleared this written examination. And then there was this one prof that I selected as my guide. There you have to choose your guide like when actually entering for the examination, because they would be knowing, okay, what are your interests, etc. And then that particular guide will actually question you. That particular guide will interview. So if you are a particular fit for his research area, they will take you for PhD. If not, they will look for any other body. So for me, like there was written examination, and written examination was similar. It was ditto as I showed in the in my PPT. Yeah.
Yes.
So I cleared that one, and then there was interview process, and my interview did go well. There were no mistakes, by the way, and but like for admission, there was no call. But I was expecting, but there was no call. But I'm still like thankful, like where I am right now. Like
No, you are
I
at
was more
right. Yeah.
yeah. I was more
Mm.
interested into master's degree
Yeah,
because
yeah. You are at a very right place, and you are in yeah, area where you are more interested. That's good.
yeah. That's the thing.
Yeah. So, guys, those who are watching this session can thumbs up again quickly. This session, how was the session? That will motivate. Yeah. So, one question is that
Yes,
which
sir.
book to refer? Which book to refer for dynamics and control specialization?
Um, for that, I will tell you. Obviously, you can start with Nelson's book. So that this IGC uses that book for dynamics and control. So that book is, but you need to go in really depth. If you are more interested in that, you need to go into depth, and you need to read separately for control theory. And I cannot talk much about it because my specialization is more towards aerodynamics and propulsion. For dynamics and control, I will suggest you to go for Nelson's book. But you
Yeah.
need to read in depth. There you can see also like those
Yeah.
transform is also used in there. Yeah.
Yes. So Akriti, I will add on. See, dynamics, you start with Nelson, then you use Mikhail V. Cook. These are the right references. Then for control, you need to have some kind of avionics knowledge. Then you know different the some part is common with our vibration, the damping part. Okay, especially the that part, and then if you need further more support, you can ask me personally. Like I have provided to Lokesh Bansal and other people IGC's control system, which we teach in electrical, electronics, and instrumentation, the notes and those stuffs. Okay, because if you are really interested in control and guidance, they will ask questions from that area, uh, including mathematics and computational part. Okay, so to anyway tomorrow the guy will be there. Okay, Viswas Gajera. So he also has attended control and guidance at IIT Bombay, Akriti. So he will answer you further. Okay, is my answer clear? Yeah. Now another question is there. How are the placement opportunity for MS research at IIT Kanpur, Mr.
Yeah.
Bashir?
Yeah. Thank you for asking this question because I knew like this question will be there. So let
Yes,
me
yes.
tell you guys, there is no difference between MTech and MS placements. No difference at all. Like maybe you have heard at my time also, I heard like, okay, like MS people, they don't get admission, they don't get placements or anything like that. Just tell me, let me tell you guys, like there is no difference at all. You just need to sit in interview and placements, and that's all. You can appear in any placement, like any particular organization here. There's no restriction over that. And let me tell you, like the lab I'm working in right now, like there are we are seven students who are like who will be completing their masters this very summer, and from those five got placed in core, by the way, among seven guys, MTech guys, MTech MS guys. Five got placed in their Airbus is there is Eton and G Aerospace. Like all five got placed in core companies. And then there is this one more guy, sixth guy. He was not interested in core itself. He said like he will go maybe non-core. That's why he applied in other companies. Otherwise, five got in core. One is applying for other ones because he was interested in that. And one more guy, he applied for PhD in foreign university, and he got the admission over there. So he will be going for PhD. So no one from our lab is like, okay, what will I do with that degree? Everybody have actually a good future ahead.
Yeah, you are true, Mr. Bashir. I'm one of them, guy who knows this fact from years. Frankly saying, the challenge is to complete this MS course. There is no other challenge, Mr. Vignesh. In fact, MS candidate have more opportunities than MTech specifically PhD abroad door is always open, but MTech guy will not get easily that door. So because gate is the I say, Mr. Basit, gate is the doorway of success for
It is true.
aerospace students.
Yeah, can I add something here, sir?
Yeah, please.
Yes, sir. The thing is like you will learn a lot of things that you don't know right now at your life. Okay, so when you enter this institute now, you will learn about numerous things, and there will be numerous opportunities for you. You guys don't know yet, and at the same time, I will say like MS guys have more opportunities in this way also. First of all, your guide is mostly the one who is one of the leading or pioneer of this country. Okay, they are representing this institute. That means they are the pioneers of their country. They have done their research in abroad or here also. They have done the top-notch research. These guys are top-notch completely. Okay, for MS guys, there is this possibility also, like when you apply for courses now, you have to complete 4 courses throughout your throughout your degree. So you can choose any 4 courses. You can choose like whatever you like. For example, let me tell you, sir, like here we have some courses, they are not offered, by the way, in anywhere in India. So there is this one course is called non-steady gas dynamics. There is one more course is called molecular gas dynamics. Probably there is this one course in IIT Madras. It goes like physical gas dynamics. It is similar to molecular gas dynamics. So these courses, you don't know how these things improve in your life. You learn about so many things. These courses are directly from Caltech, from Stanford, and they are teaching here. There's one professor who is teaching these courses. He is from Caltech, by the way, and he is teaching these courses also. You don't miss on these opportunities.
True. There are more opportunity. You will get more time to do good research work compared to MTech 2-year program. But I always say MTech 2-year program is like shorter way. It's a mini BTech, but MS program is a mini PhD. So you guys understand. Either mini BTech is tough or mini PhD is tough. So toughness is there, but if you're really interested in research and your rank is reasonable rank, definitely you can go for MS program. Yeah, one more question. Number of MTech MS research seat. See, Vignesh, in IIT Madras, they have clearly mentioned there are around 23 seats, but I'm not sure for IIT Kanpur. The number of seats depends, like how many, I think IIT Kanpur will also have more number of seats because there are more specialization in IIT Kanpur. So that way I can say, but exact number we don't know. Do you have any number?
Sir, I will suggest like the same type. It could be like from 25 to 30, because when we were like selected, they were in each specialization, because there are 4 specializations. So if they take like 10 students or like 7 students, so it will be around 28 students, right? If 7 students in particular,
so after multiply, but the good thing, IIT Kanpur is expanding the number of specialization every year in aerospace. This year they have added one more specialization, that drone technology. Mr. Vashant, I will say for interview, E. Radha Krishnan is fine, but more you should focus on incompressible fluid flow by Anderson, or there is one book, Compressible Fluid Flow by Anderson. So you more stick to Anderson.
Yeah, I will also suggest the same thing. Go for Anderson's book, Modern Compressible Flows is the name.
Yes, Modern Compressible Flow by Anderson.
Yeah, or you can, they won't ask you in that depth. If you are interested, you can do that for your reading later on. But right now, I will suggest you go for Aerodynamics, Fundamentals of Aerodynamics by John D. Anderson. In that also there is
7 chapters onward.
So that's about that would be enough.
Yes. So Vasant, is it clear? Yeah. So guys, those who are watching this session can quickly thumbs up, and we have already spent our 1 hour around. If any more question, quickly ask in chat so we can answer. Any other question, guys? So I request Basit, these things you can mail me, these sample questions and your interview questions, and I will, share with IGC in close circle. Yeah.
Okay,
So there is one question. Will the written test be the same for every student, or will it vary depending on your choice, on our choice?
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier also, so there will be only one written examination and it will be same for everybody. So there will be questions from aerodynamics, propulsion, structures, and yeah, dynamics and control, and plus mathematics. So the thing is, they will check actually in which particular, if you have given your preference aerodynamics, so obviously you should be able to answer their aerodynamics questions. But if you are performing well in dynamics and control, but you have not given that your first preference, so that won't be taken in consideration. So try to focus on your interest. If you are interested in aerodynamics and you are solving more questions from aerodynamics part, then is a yes for you.
Okay. So, is it clear? Now one more chance. Do we get chance to select on our research part, or will they allot for us?
Uh, can you pardon me, sir? Can you
Yeah,
repeat
what is
it?
asking, like you will choose research on yourself, or they will allot the
Okay. So
topic
the
of
thing
research?
is, yeah. They can give you, but if you are interested, you can talk to your professor, and you can have a good talk on it. And if your problem is really well, and you know how to proceed or things, and there are facilities, yeah, you can choose your topic of interest also.
Yeah, lot of literature survey will be done before choosing problem, Mr.
Problem,
Sudhir.
yeah, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
so problem
And
statement is, yeah.
and the thing is, before choosing your professor, there will be every prof will be coming to you at some stage of your first semester, and they will be giving their presentation. Okay, we are doing this thing in our laboratory. Our research includes this thing, that thing, and then you can make a choice. Okay, this professor's research interest is this, and I'm interested in such. So then you can apply to that prof's research area, and then you can work with him. Or and because there will be always broader research areas, right? You cannot just come up with one particular problem. Okay, I'll be just doing this thing only. There will be, okay, whether you will be doing your research on hypersonics, supersonics, nozzles. There's so many varieties, right? So there will be then one professor who has some specialization in those topics. So for you, it will be more okay if you go under that professor, and then you can discuss your problem. Okay, sir, I want to work in this particular problem, and then you can carry on.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Yeah, I think they are more open, and they also want good student to come under them. So now one thing which I forget, you can share your webcam at the end, so these people can see you there.
Yes, yes, sure.
Yeah. So one more question is there. It's regarding SOP. Your SOP. Someone is asking. Okay.
Yes,
So you can share
so
with me. Yeah.
yes,
So
yes, I will.
yeah. Yeah.
I will.
Sure.
By the way, I'm right now in the lab itself. This is
Yeah.
my lab
Yeah.
right
Happy to see. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Please share.
here.
Yeah. Perfect. So let's see you on YouTube. Yes, so guys, you can see it's completely kind of corporate place, right?
Yes, sir.
Where you are working. Yeah. So, and one good thing, right? These labs are open 24 into 7. You can go anytime, walk in and work,
Yes,
right?
sir, yes, sir. True. You
That's
you will
the
get your
beauty of
own.
life. right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah,
beauty
yeah.
of IIT life, right? You
Yes,
work
sir. Yes, sir.
whenever you want, and you
Nobody
know,
would disturb you by the way.
yes, 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 yes,
Yes,
yes,
sir. You will be
yes,
given your system and
yes,
your chair, your desk, everything.
yes, yes. And see the beauty of the campus. You roam anytime. Canteens are
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
open. Work. So nice. Actually, we cherish that campus life. Actually, still the kind of facilities over there. So good. So that's why I, always tell people aspire for IIT, not just for what will be the placement, what will be the future. Just first aspire to be an IITian,
Yes, sir.
then
Yes, sir.
remaining things will fall in place.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's SOP part is done.
Mhm.
Mr. Sudhir. So any further question? Anybody, any further question? Okay, so I think no question, guys, no question. Okay, so I think we have done, Mr. Bashir, and I'm really grateful and thankful to you for making this session and
No, sir. I'm
joining us.
grateful. Grateful to you, sir. You have helped me a lot during my journey. So
See, that was my responsibility when you joined coaching, right? I think in which month you joined? Maybe some July around, I think.
yes, sir.
Uh,
Yes, sir.
yeah,
April.
and you were doing, I think, fantastic in mock. Mock.
Yeah, Mokas. Yeah, yeah,
My
yeah,
expectation was way higher from you
yeah.
in final result, but nevertheless,
Yes,
you
sir.
are there where I was expecting to you in
Yes, sir.
IIT, and you are from Kashmir, my Kashmiri brother,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, and I always love my country, so
Yeah.
so thank you, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you all for joining this session, and we'll be keep doing many more sessions upcoming days, and we'll be hopefully if result has come or not tomorrow. Tomorrow also we have session in a both way. If result come, then is a result session, and otherwise we have a session on robotics. So stay in touch, stay tuned. Thank you all. All the best.
Thank you so much.